Hey, Svein, all right. Can you pass me a Sharpie?
Yeah, Sharpie, sure. Here you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Passing things in real life is easy. In facilitating, I've thrown balls around a room. Quite often, I am known for throwing balls around in my institution, but because it's a nice randomizer, it gets around that who's talking next thing. In an online environment, it's a bit different. How do you choose who to speak to, who to pass the conversation to when you're in an online environment? Do you have any solutions for this, Svenari?
Yeah, and it depends. Do you want to make sure that everybody gets a say? For instance, you can randomize. You instead of calling their names, you could have arranged for people to have a number on their name tag in Zoom, for instance. So between 1 and 20, and they can go around that. If you do the introductions, they get 30 seconds. There's a visual or sound-based cue, ding. Then it's the next one, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't have to. Who's next? Who's not had a say yet?
We've talked about checklists before. I often have a checklist of participants and key points, and I cross off to make sure they've always done, and called out names to make sure that they have. I can't think of any ways of doing it in an online environment that I've seen that work really well.
No, and the obvious one is to that people kind of trigger a cue, like using a hand up digitally or using the chat, for instance. But this is something we would be interested in having ideas. Please help us with ideas. How do you do that? How do you let people have their say, go around the room, make everybody get in there? How do you do that in an online environment?
I think constructing digital spaces maybe helps. There's the creating a whiteboard in maybe Miro or Mural, or even like a shared online PowerPoint in Microsoft 365, and giving everybody a space there to write in and then reflecting. I find that's a nice way of democratizing content in the same way that you would use a post-it note on a flip chart board for, but it still doesn't get us around that problem of how to go around the group.
Agreed.
So let us know.
But if you use a tool like Miro or Mural or anything like that, you could also have give people that space, write the names there, and then you use a digital object that you move around. So, for instance, a pen or a Sharpie, and put it beside a name, like a talking item. So that's a possibility as well. So your ideas, please, would be welcome.